Welcome to your Around the Peninsula. I'm Senior Airman Devin Notestein. Out with the old and in with the new. Army Sergeant Mark Breha gets a rare glimpse of a unit overhaul.
Soldiers from all over the Korean Peninsula gather in Camp Carroll to celebrate a historic moment as the 501st reflags to become the 2nd Infantry Division Sustainment Brigade.
This is a very unique ceremony, and oftentimes we see changes of command, oftentimes we see patching ceremonies, but to have a combination of an inactivation ceremony, an activation ceremony, and a patching ceremony is very unique.
This is my first visit to Area 4. That's an exciting day for the 2nd Infantry Division as we welcome in the 2nd Infantry Division Sustainment Brigade, formerly the champions of the 501st Sustainment Brigade, and now reflagged and repatched with this beautiful patch.
Replacing the old 501st patches with Indian head patches not only meant the change of the name, but also symbolizes the improved force structures in the Army.
It's modernization. It's making sure that we have the right force structure in order to support the mission, not only here in Korea, but across the world. So really what ceremony signifies is that transformation to modernize our force and to even be better at what we do.
Army Sergeant Mark Breha, Camp Carroll, Korea.
The 2nd Infantry Division is the last permanently forward station division in the U.S. Army. One of Camp Carroll's most important facilities finished a year-long renovation and finally reopened to the public. Army Sergeant Kelly Wiebe brings us to the long-awaited grand opening.
Service members on Camp Carroll have waited for over a year to buy their fresh produce and meats on base. Due to a 13-month renovation project, shoppers had to take a shuttle from Camp Carroll to the Camp Walker Commissary, a 40-minute trip each way. But starting today, they can get fresh ingredients from the renewed commissary.
I've been waiting for about a year for the commissary to open, so I'm glad that it's finally opened up. Now that it's very convenient to come over to Camp Carroll instead of going all the way to Walker.
The extensive remodeling completely renovated the store's interior and exterior. The work included replacing the roof, lighting, electrical, and fire suppression systems. Also, the commissary replaced most of the store equipment, including all the chill and frozen cases, which they upgraded to energy-efficient models.
I want them to take away great customer service, exceptional produce, fresh meats, just a full-on happiness and a feeling of back home. Since we are out of the United States, I want them to feel home when they come and see us and give them the best customer service we can.
Army Sergeant Kelly Wiebe, Camp Carroll, Korea.
2,000 soldiers and family members rely on this facility for their groceries. Meditation can come in many forms. Army Sergeant Kevin Spence explains how gentle music and elegant movement have changed one woman's life.
With graceful gestures and the agile movement of feet, kids from Yongsan come to show off their dancing skills.
At first I taught adults, but I like doing classes with children more. It's been 25 years since I started dancing class, but it's still fun to work with the kids. I think this class is good for kids because they can exercise with ballet and calm themselves by listening to classical music.
Even though Michelle likes her job, it's not without some adversity that comes every once in a while.
This is a military base, so children PCS often. Usually they leave in 3 years, new kids come, and I teach them. Every time they leave, I feel sad.
She is a very good teacher. She's really nice, really fun, and she's really good at teaching us. And it's really fun to learn all the different moves and things.
From the first class until the last class, Michelle gets to be a part of the kids' growth in more ways than one.
After we finish one session, there's a performance of kids 3 times a year. When I see these performances, I'm proud of them because they are very clumsy at first, but I can see how much they have grown and improved their skills. When children perform, they are so pretty and lovely.
Army Sergeant Kevin Spence, Yongsan, Korea.
Michelle Short offers various levels of dance classes. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Senior Airman Nick Dostis gets an inside look at a facility with special capabilities.
On most days, Staff Sergeant Andrew Wilson is tasked with all of the normal duties of an airman dorm leader.
I run the dorms. I make sure everybody's safe in here.
But when it's time to exercise, he finds himself with a different set of responsibilities.
I'll be in here as the shelter management team lead, so I'll be monitoring this, and if there's a problem, I will be the one calling into the UCC to report the problem. You don't want anybody on the outside knowing what is going on inside the building. For everybody's safety, you don't want the enemy seeing what's going on inside here. This is a blocked off building.
During lockdown, no one enters or leaves without first verifying with Staff Sergeant Wilson or his counterparts.
People are going to start coming in through the door right behind you. There's a single entry point. And we're the ones that are going to be checking them, checking IDs, doing the sign, countersign, and they're going to be coming through us. And then, if they don't, they're not coming in. But
even the air has its own security system, the CPS.
It stands for Collective Pressure System, and it's very simple. The building pressurizes, and it pushes air out so no chemicals come in.
Kunsan Air Base trains hard to be ready to fight in any situation, and that all starts with having clean air to breathe and a safe place to rest.
The threat here is real, and the enemy has shown that they have the capability, which is why it's so important here. And this right here, people come down, this is their place of refuge. This semi-hardened facility, as all the dorms are. So this is where they need to be protected the most.
Senior Airman Nick Dostis, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
This is Staff Sergeant Wilson's 4th exercise at Kunsan. His job hasn't changed, and neither has its importance. Dessert normally follows dinner, but some people like to throw in a little something extra. Army Sergeant Matt Cromer visits a place that does things a little different.
It's Wednesday night, and tonight is steak night at the only remaining Command General's mess in all of the military. The CG mess began back in 1965 and is a staple at Camp Red Cloud.
It's the last CG's mess, and it's kind of a rally point for members of 2ID to come to socialize and to be able to reflect on not only their current work, but what's been accomplished in the past as well.
This CG mess comes with a very unique after-dinner mint, not found at regular dining facilities.
After we eat, we throw tomahawks. Members have tasks they have to meet to earn accolades for tomahawks. So we throw every Wednesday night after steak night, and then Friday nights at 1900. The range is open for mess members to throw. And then mess members can throw anytime they want to, as long as the mess is open.
Army Sergeant Matt Cromer, Camp Red Cloud, Korea.
The CG mess is open to all ranks and services. Martial arts have been called many things, but lazy is not one of them, until now. Petty Officer Justin Rouse meets an instructor that likes to let the opponent do all of the work.
I like to say it's the lazy man's art, meaning I don't really want to do a lot of work to win. I want the other guy to apply all the force, and I just want to reap the benefits of that.
Danzan Ryu Jujutsu began in the early 1900s by a Japanese man named Okasaki Shishiro. He studied many styles of martial arts, including American wrestling and boxing. Major Marcos Baca now teaches his own students this incredible fighting style.
The idea behind jiu-jitsu, first off, it's not really taught as a sport. We don't really count on the fact that, okay, we're going to have a ring, we're only going to have one opponent, and there aren't going to be any weapons. Really, we assume the opposite of all of those. We assume it's going to be out on the street. There's probably going to be more than one person. They probably have weapons, and it's going to probably not be an advantageous situation.
But if you're looking to go pro in mixed martial arts, the Major has only one thing to say.
From time to time, I've had people come into my dojo and say, hey, I want to be in the UFC in 6 weeks. I'm like, go somewhere else because I can't teach you. That's not what I do. Really what we teach here in Danzan Ryu Jujutsu, again, the focus is self-defense. It's not about competition or sport or pride fighting or anything like that.
So if you're looking to learn self-defense, Danzan Ryu Jujutsu might be for you. Petty Officer Justin Rouse, Yongsan, Korea.
Major Baca is experienced in several different martial arts. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, July 23rd. To see these stories and others, go to the AFN Pacific website or view them through the AFN Pacific app. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.